Mr. Hartgrave here with an exclusive Kickstarter pre-release preview and playthrough for All Time Wrestling. Now, I'm not connected at all to Caddy and Arts. Don't work for them. Haven't paid me any money. All they did was send me this pre-release Kickstarter game. This is a demo build here. This isn't the full quality build that you're going to get when you back the Kickstarter. Just something that they ran off for me so that I could show it to you here today. So thank you so much to Mohammed here, who developed this game and hooked me up with this. Very cool guy. I'm going to show this off today. Now, I am not going to show the full solo play campaign, and the reason why is because I don't have it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play both wrestlers myself, just to kind of show you how the game works, give you an idea for the feel of it, try to show you the quality that is really here with this, because I was really impressed with this. I played a lot of games with this in my house over the last few days, checking this out. I played through all the wrestlers that are in the box. I can tell you they're all unique. They're all really cool. And here, let me give you a glimpse of this, though, to let you know what I'm talking about when I say solo campaign. Now, if you go all or nothing on the Kickstarter, the highest level of the Kickstarter, you do get this rule set. You get these extra materials. You get 2 extra wrestlers. You get a campaign board. There's cards that are like campaign chapter cards that change the way the game is played. They have overlays for all the characters to change them into solo play characters. There's extra dice. So it's like this whole thing. It's very in-depth. I was blown away when I saw how much care went into the solo play for this game. Just as much, if not more, than what's in the base game itself. Like really above and beyond for this. It's amazing. Like each game mode that they have is totally fleshed out, and you can see it like totally alters the game. So I unfortunately do not have that here to share with you today. So I'm just going to show you what I have, and then when the full game comes in, I'll definitely do some more playthroughs of this and show you that. In case you find that interesting. Hey, let me know if that's something you're interested in. Make sure you comment down below. While you're at it, maybe like and subscribe too. All right, I don't want to waste too much time because what you came here for is Kenny Omega versus Andre the Giant. Now, I got a confession to make. There is no Kenny Omega. There are no AEW wrestlers in this, but they do have some wrestlers that they created themselves, and one of them is very reminiscent of one Kenny Omega. That's Jax Felix here, who is a wrestler from Winnipeg with a lot of like similarities, and you'll see that in his move sets when I play it out. But this wrestler is actually from the future, 2122 AD. There's a really cool storyline going on here where they're taking wrestlers from the future, wrestlers from the past, wrestlers that we knew when we were kids growing up, wrestlers kind of from the present. Kurt Angle's still active, right? I thought I saw him in a match not too long ago. Anyways, you got all these great wrestlers, but today I am going to do Jax Felix versus Andre the Giant because I feel it's a good representation of the game. I think they're really different, and I want to see who wins. That's what this game's all about, right? Taking these wrestlers, and you want to see who's going to win. You can play it by yourself. You can play it with your friends. You can play this with anywhere from 1 player to 4 players, depending on which level of the Kickstarter that you back. You'll be able to do those different game modes that they have in there. All right, so I'm doing a little bit of setup here just to explain what this is. So we have 1 wrestler, Jax Felix, and Andre the Giant, right? So we got the 2 different wrestlers there, and then we have a match momentum board. Here, let me see. I might be able to zoom in a little bit more. There we go. I think we can zoom in just a little bit more. Let me move those up. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I think that looks pretty great. All right, and they each have a stamina meter, which you represent with a yellow cube, and then health meter, which we represent with a red cube. Okay, and we also have special abilities. They each have special abilities, and you can use the ones with the little X1 once, and then they have a reversal that they can do 1 time as well, and then they also have a ongoing power. Now, Jax Felix has a special power where instead of most wrestlers can only have 5 cards in their hand, he can have 6. So that's a cool power. And then Andre the Giant is difficult to throw. So it's harder to throw him. And then if you succeed at throwing him, it does an additional damage to him. So very cool. Makes all the wrestlers feel different, all their different moves that they have here. Here, let me kind of read this one off. So the reversal here is pretty self-explanatory. If you don't want a move to hit you, you can trigger your reversal to stop that move. Andre the Giant has Smother. He triggers on offense after a successful attack, and you can drain stamina from the other player. And he also has Fear, where you can gain the initiative on defense before an attack roll. So that kind of counters your fear of Andre the Giant takes place there. All right, we got Jax Felix. I can do this all night. Triggers on offense. After a successful attack, take one card of your choice from the discard pile back into your hand. So that's cool. And then land on your feet. Trigger on defense. After a successful throw of 3 damage or less. Man, I got a problem there. It's going to be hard to throw Andre the Giant. Well, I'll try to keep that in mind. If I'm able to actually throw him, I might want to trigger that power. Okay, I got a couple of reference cards here. There's a double-sided card here for when I'm attacking or for when I'm defending. I'll have those on the side to kind of help. I've played a few games of this. I'm going to try not to cheat. I'm going to try not to mess up these rules, right? But I do have these cards to help keep me on track, so that's good. All right, I have Andre the Giant. I'm going to put his draw pile over here. And I went ahead and already selected which cards I want of his. You get to pick your cards at the start. So you get to do some initial strategy, which I've done here. I've gone ahead and picked out what cards of his I want to use for this playthrough. And then I'm going to go ahead and put Jax's cards over there. Let me zoom out a little bit just so I can kind of show everything a little better as far as what's going on. Okay, cool. And then I have Jax's 6 cards. You remember he gets a bonus card that's like part of his power. I can't even fit them all on here on the table. He's got too many cards. All right, well, we'll try to deal with it, right? All right, so the first thing to do is roll a dice for both of the characters and see who rolls more. That's who goes first. That's the first step. I got Andre the Giant, got a 2, and Jax Felix got a 1. So Andre the Giant is going to go first. Andre the Giant is on offense. Now, the first thing you do is when the first player who goes, hold on, I got to consult my rules too. I want to make sure I don't mess this up. The rules are pretty complex. Simple but complex. What I'm trying to say is they're just right, is what I'm trying to say. And I do really like the rules that we have here. It's a solid set of rules. It's a fun game to play. And it's good. I don't like games that are too simplistic, and I don't like games that are too complex. And this hits a really nice level. I'm playing this with my 12-year-old daughter, and she's handling it just fine. She really likes the game. All right, starting player reduces their stamina by 1, and then you shuffle back 1 card from your hand at random back into the draw pile. So the first player gets an advantage by going first. So what the rules have dictated here is that player also, has to take a bit of a penalty, right? Or else you would have an unfair advantage by being the first one on the attack. And that's the kind of care that I'm talking about with these rules. Like a lot of games wouldn't even, I've played a lot of games you buy at Target, you buy at Walmart, that don't have this level of care that goes into them, right? They don't care if the game's unbalanced. It's not their problem, right? Not the case with this one. Not the case with this one. Care has been taken to make sure that the game is played fairly, that no one has the rules aren't broken. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I like about it. All right, Andre the Giant. I'm going to start off. I'm using the advanced rules. Okay, there's a basic way to play this, and there's an advanced way to play this. I'm going to show you kind of the advanced rules of this because I think they're cool. And I want to show them to you, but keep in mind, you can start off with like the basic rules. You don't have to use the advanced rules. One of the advanced rules that I enjoy is the Rampage attack. And what you can do is you can pick, if 2 cards down here, let me show you this. See how this card has this little arrow right above where it says grapple? I have 2 cards like that, and I picked these on purpose because I do like these Rampage attacks. It lets you play them both at once instead of just 1 card. And then you take the stamina You add it together, so each card has a stamina cost of 1. You can tell there with the little electrical bolt. And you minus 1 from that. You add it together and minus 1. So it costs 1 stamina. And then what I do is I roll a dice for each card. And I have to roll a 2 or better on each. They have a target on here that tells you I need to roll a 2 or better on that. So I roll these at the same time. And there I go. I got a 5 and a 2. So that's 2 successes. And I can apply those to both. So I'll do 2 points of damage. And I'll gain 2 momentum. On the card, it has a health, how much damage it does, and how much momentum you gain. And the more momentum you gain, the easier it is to do your moves. And then you can work towards doing your finishers. All right, so I've done that damage. Now, a step that I often forget, and I did tell the guy that made the game, who's a great guy, by the way. I've been chatting to him on Facebook. Really cool dude. I told him this is the hardest part to remember. When you get hit by a move, when you're successful, you got to make sure the person that gets hit, they get to compensate for getting hit by either drawing a card or gaining stamina. Now, it's a little tricky right now because, and this counts as 1 attack. And the tricky bit is that I already have 6 cards and I have full stamina. So what I would do is I would draw a card. You can't have more than your hand limit. So I have to like pick a card to get rid of. I would honestly, I like the cards that I have. I'm just going to put this one back in the deck. Kind of a tricky rule. That's kind of a tricky rule. I would say that's one of the things that I might want clarified, or it might come to me over time too. The more you play the game, the more you just kind of inherently know the rules. All right. Anyways, enough talking, Mr. Hartgrave. Oh my God. That was a successful attack. I'll put this over to the side. I like to kind of keep them here because if you do 3 attacks of 2 damage or less, the other player has a chance to counter easily. So that's good to kind of keep it in mind what you've just played. Okay, Andre the Giant. Now, he successfully did his Rampage attack. He gets to make an action after his attack. I could either smother and lose some stamina for Jax Felix, or I could recover now, which I think is what I'm going to do. Because this armbar has this symbol on it, which means it has an optional recover step. So I'm going to go ahead and do that recovery. And that means I gain 3 stamina, which is good because Andre the Giant doesn't have a lot of stamina. So it's good to keep that up. I get to draw a card. And then the opponent also gains stamina, draws a card, and gets a health. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and draw this card, and I already have 6 cards out. I'm going to put it back, reshuffle. I like the cards that I have for Jax Felix. I'm confident that's got the best shot at beating Andre the Giant. Who's going to win? I don't know. Okay. We need to follow this up with another attack. We have to follow this up with another attack. I usually like to try to gain momentum. That's usually what I get focused on. Maybe that's the wrong idea. You know what? I have a nice combo set up too. There is a combo system on these cards. Let me explain it to you real fast. So here's the card. Once again, advanced rule. Down the bottom right-hand corner. I want to show you the detail of this game because I think it's really cool. So I play this card. If I'm successful, it has this symbol down at the bottom. These two orange symbols down there. 2 orange circles. Then I can play this card that has orange circles down at the bottom. And if I'm successful in that, this has an orange circle, orange square. Since this card has orange squares down at the bottom, these would all combo together, giving them bonus effects. The circles give you bonus damage. The squares make them easier to pull off. So really, this is the ideal situation here. This is what I want to do. I want to play all these cards in tandem and win, right? Okay, so this card's going to cost me 1 stamina. We'll take that down. Now, If I was the other player, I would see this coming, right? I'd be like, what? Hold on. I'm on the ropes right now. I'm getting hurt. Let's go ahead and I could do a couple of things here. If I'm using the advanced rules, I can discard 2 cards to reverse, or I can use my reversal power up here. And I think what I'm going to do for Jax is I am going to use his reversal power right now. So I'm going to go ahead and put that to the side. Trigger on defense before an attack roll. I gain the initiative. It cost me 2 stamina, which is fine. Jax has a ton of stamina. He's got more stamina than life. He loses 2 life, and he gains 2 initiative. Okay, now what happens is this card gets countered. It goes back into the deck. And then I draw a new card to replace it for Andre the Giant. But he loses the initiative, and now Jax has the initiative, and it's time for him to attack. All right, so once again, I'm going to get a drink of water. And I really like these rampaging attacks. We saw a rampaging attack earlier with Andre the Giant, where Andre the Giant used 2 cards to do a rampaging attack. Well, with Jax, I have 3 cards. So I'm going to go ahead and do a 3-card rampaging attack with Jax. And discard that with Andre. Okay. So 3-card rampaging attack with Jax. 3 stamina minus 1. It'll cost me 2 stamina. And I'm going to roll 3 dice at once. And then I can apply the successes to whichever cards I want. And then deal the damage and get the momentum. Oh my God, what a garbage roll. What a garbage roll. But it's actually okay because all the cards have successes of 2. So I only failed once. Thankfully, these were all easy cards to pull off. So my garbage roll didn't matter too much. And that's going to be 2 points of damage and 2 momentum. So 2 points of damage to Andre, 2 momentum. Now we have to remember that we do get a compensation. So I'm going to go ahead and have Andre draw a card for compensation because his stamina is already pretty high. It's okay. That was an attack of 2 damage. And now I get to follow it up. None of these have a symbol on them. So I can't do any recoveries or taunts on that. Let's see. Do I have... I do. I could take one of them back into my hand with my special power, but I don't really want to do that. So I think I'm okay. I don't think I'm not going to follow that up with any special perk or ability because I don't really have anything that I want to use right now. I am going to do another move though. And I think I'm going to go ahead and try the Fosbury Flop. I don't know what kind of move that is. What is that off the top rope? I don't know. You let me know. What have you heard of the Fosbury Flop? Is this something the game designer made up? I'm not sure. It might be something from Winnipeg, Canada. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and try that one out, and I need to roll a 3 or better. And I would have Andre counter it this time, but I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna screw this die roll up, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Not going to worry about it. Oh, I did not screw it up. I did roll a 4. I forgot to use my stamina cost. Okay, got to get my stamina cost in there. It cost me 2 stamina. I succeeded. I'm going to hit Andre for 2 points of damage. 2 points of damage. I'm going to gain 3 momentum. Oh, Jax is on. It's coming up Jax, everybody. It's looking good for him. And then Andre is going to recover. And I'm going to have him draw a card. Having cards in your hand is pretty good. Having stamina is good too. But if you don't have cards in your hand, when you get the momentum, it's going to be harder for you to capitalize on it. Okay, so looking pretty good. I do have to be wary. Andre has all of his counters up. I feel like he's going to counter the next move I throw up. So I'm not too concerned I'm going to go ahead and try to throw in this snap Hurricane Rana. That's a classic Kenny Omega move too. When I tell you this guy reminds me of Kenny Omega does that one all the time. He doesn't have the, I don't think he has the butterfly suplex though. He does that one too. That's an awesome move. I didn't see that one in the deck. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play this. I'm trying to keep these cards in the right areas. And yeah, we're going to have Andre counter at this point. You do still spend the stamina cost, and Andre is going to go ahead and just use Fear. Trigger on defense before the attack roll, gain the initiative. All right, so that's going to counter this out. This is going to go back into the deck, and we'll draw a new card for Kenny, or Jax, sorry. I'm sorry, I'm a Kenny Omega fanboy. What do you want from me? All right, Andre the Giant has the initiative again. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We don't have any rampaging attacks here. I want to see if I have any combo opportunities. I have a few combo opportunities. I need to get the momentum back. This is a real problem. This makes it easier when you get into the yellow or when you get into the red. It makes it easier to use your abilities. So you want to keep them at it. You want to get the momentum on your side. So I want to do something that does good momentum, doesn't cost too much, has some opportunities. I think I'm looking at Headbutt. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and throw a Headbutt at him. Let's do the Headbutt attack. It costs 1 stamina, and I need to roll a 3 or better. I got a 3. 2 points of damage. We are beating up Jax. He is getting hurt. 2 momentum, so we got him out of the yellow. That's great. Now I got a decision to make. Either I can follow up with a combo or I can taunt. The taunt is going to give me back stamina. It's going to give me some momentum. It's going to let me draw 2 cards. I don't know. I feel like I want to follow up with a combo instead. I'm going to go ahead and go for the splash. I'm going to go for the splash. And now this combo, it's a square combo. So the square on the bottom, let me show you those. Once again, using the advanced rules. The square down at the bottom is going to make it, it's going to -1 from my target. So this is a 5, it goes down to a 4. I only need to roll a 4 or better because I'm using it as a combo. And it cost me 2 stamina. So I'm going to go ahead and roll. And I'm just going to hope that I roll a 4. And this would be an awesome, this could be a win right here, quite honestly. Oh, I got a 4. I got a 4. And it only succeeded because it was a combo move. So this is awesome. Splash hits. 5 points of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's in to the critical health status here, which gives him 1 less die roll to kick out. That sucks. And 3 momentum, which moves the momentum back into neutral. But the problem here is this is a pin, and I'm going to go ahead and activate the pin. And so now we get to do a kick out. So you roll 2 dice, and you have to roll lower than your current health. Now the problem is Jax Felix is down to 3 health. I got to roll 3 or less, well, I'm going to lose right here. All right, what you can do, though, is before each kick-out roll, the defender can choose to convert stamina into health. Each 3 stamina spent increases the health by 1. So let's do that. You can do as many times as you want. So a little risk versus reward here. I think I got to do it twice. Okay, now I got to roll. I'm not even, dude. Oh man, this is rough. A 5 or better. I did get myself out of the critical status. So I do get to roll. I do get 3 attempts to roll a 5 or less. But I don't know. I don't know. That's not very good. I'm in trouble here. Andre the Giant has decimated me. All right, I got to do it. All right, 3 more stamina. That really sucks. We're going to move it up to a 6. Because I got very little hope here to kick out of the pin otherwise. And I'm down into the critical stamina now, which means all moves are easier to hit on Jax by 1. So whatever the card is, like if it's a 6 over here, now it's only a 5 or better. And so on and so forth. All right, enough procrastinating. I got to roll a 6 or less. I got 3 attempts to do it. Oh boy. 5, 6, 7. I rolled a 7. All right, that's one roll. All right, I did roll a 3. I did roll a 3. Jax kicks out. Oh my God. But Andre keeps the momentum. So we got a problem. Oh, okay, I didn't see land on feet. You trigger on defense after a successful throw. Andre's not going to throw me. Did Andre throw me ever? Andre has never thrown me. Oh, no. All right, well, that's good. You can take no damage. You can gain the initiative and get momentum. So Jax is one you don't want to throw around because he'll just land on his feet, but Andre hasn't even tried to throw him. Look, I'm really dreading this. I think Andre's got me. All right. Andre's done the splash. He's failed a pin. He can follow up with another move. Let's see. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? I feel like we can just put him away. I feel we can put him away. Is there any reason not? I mean, his health is so low. And he's out of stamina. All right, we're just going to go for the hip drop. And he doesn't have a reversal. All right, 2 stamina. We're going for the hip drop from Andre. Now, one cool thing I can do is if I fail this dice roll, if I don't land this hip drop, I can discard a card to re-roll. So that's probably what I'm going to do here. And I'm going to hit this and just put him away. Andre's going to crush this guy. I mean, I kind of feel that's how it would have went anyways. If Andre the Giant and a guy like Jax, kind of looks like Kenny Omega fought, Andre might just put him down. It might be difficult for him. Andre was a damn legend. I tell you what, a legend. All right. I'm stalling here. I'm just padding out the runtime, people. Okay, I have to roll. It's got a 6 on the card. Jax is in critical stamina, so that brings it down to a 5. I need to roll a 5 or 5 or better. 5 or better. Here, let's go. 4. All right, like I said, I'm going to discard a card to re-roll. I want this 5 or a 6. I want to end this right here. Let's do it. There it is. A 6. It hits. 6 points of damage. 1, 2, 3, all the way down. Oh no, Jax. This is it. 3 momentum points. It doesn't really matter. Now, this is Andre's finisher. His hip drop, if you remember that. And it minuses 1 die roll. He also gets -1 die roll for being in critical health. He can't gain any more health. He's out of stamina. He only gets 1 die roll. You can't roll a 1 or less. That's it, everybody. It's over. Andre the Giant wins. We knew what was going to happen. All right, that's the game. I hope you got a sense of how cool this game is. How it plays like a wrestling match. I really like the way it feels. And I like how all the wrestlers have a different feel to them based upon the powers that they have. The artwork, like not even to mention, I mean, you can see the artwork. It looks awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing the final build quality, but even this demo build that I'm getting is pretty well constructed. I like the way everything's kind of put together. I'm curious to see what kind of polish is there on the final version that's going to get sent out. But this is pretty nice. Good cards, good build. I like these little blocks in here. Hey, that's it. This is All Time Wrestling. Check out the Kickstarter. Links will be down below. I got another video detailing this out. Wrestlers in the box look great. You got Andre the Giant. You got Jax Felix. You got the British Bulldog. You got Kurt Angle. And you got Randy Savage. Now, one thing missing from this is like an Undertaker character, a Danhausen, a Darby Allin. You know what I'm saying? Someone that I can identify with, right? I'm missing the wrestlers that I like most in wrestling, the darker characters. And I told Muhammad who made this, I said, if we hit a certain level, if you can tell the Gravediggers came out here and backed this thing, would you consider putting in a Gravedigger, right? Because that's what we got here. We got these wrestlers that they're making that, you know, they're not licensed wrestlers. And I think these are cooler. Quite honestly, I like the licensed wrestlers, but this is what got me into the game, was seeing this guy. And I was like, oh, dude, that's dude doing a V-trigger. I know who that is. You don't have to get Kenny Omega's license on. I know what's going on. I can fill in the blanks. So save yourself a little money. Let's get a Gravedigger character in here. Take a couple of these wrestlers, Danhausen, Undertaker, Darby Allin, Malachi Black. Get a guy with tattoos. Maybe put a tie on him. Let's call him a Gravedigger. All right. Do you dig it? I dig it. Let's see if we can make it happen. He said if they hit $100,000, which the last Kickstarter I was associated with, the last one I backed independently, Pericle, which I ended up signing on as voice talent for at the end of the day. They hit that and more. So it's very achievable. I think this is a great game. I wouldn't be talking about it unless I thought it was really cool myself. I reached out to them when I saw this artwork and I saw what was going on. I said, this looks cool. I think the people on my channel I think the Gravediggers would really be interested in this. So let's show them that we're interested in it. Let's get some views on this video. Let's make sure we like, comment, subscribe, check out the Kickstarter. Let me know if you backed it and keep digging.